Does Dark Souls need an easy mode? It's an interesting debate for sure to be had, so long as those on both sides of the argument won't stop shouting at each other. It's something that seems to crop up every once in a while, especially when a brand new game comes out with great accessibility features, and God of War Ragnarok seems to have unleashed it again on a Facebook group I'm part of. So where do I stand? Does it need one for me? Well, that's a huge no, so I'm pretty sure those angry Souls fans will be pleased, but I am saying this as someone who has only ever really played and finished Dark Souls 1 and 3 many moons ago when they come out, and is not invested in the series or takes great pleasure in playing them. Someone who had the time to dedicate learning the games and systems back when they first released. Someone who they have 3 kids around him, as many kids around him. I had, 1 when I played Dark Souls 3, none when I played Dark Souls 1, and now I've got 4, so barely get to play much of anything these days, too taxing, and I definitely had my eyesight. See, I'm someone who is now classed as partially blind, have been for 4 years now. My sight isn't what it used to be, along with my response times as I approach 40, so accessibility features should be something I should be shouting from the mountain asking for, right? Why should I not be allowed to enjoy Sekiro or Elden Ring just because of my impairment when I can play through God of War Ragnarok with ease? I am the perfect example of someone from a very popular online magazine or certain YouTube channels would use to push an agenda on others about, using my impairment as an example of why gaming should be accessible for all and why Dark Souls should have an easy mode. But as I'm sat here, that isn't something I want. Yes, I do want people to be able to enjoy everything. People shouldn't be locked off from games in this day and age, but I'm also someone who knows you can do it anyway without taking an experience away from those who want to enjoy it the way it's meant to be played, as the designers intended and balanced around the one difficulty level. See, right now the footage I'm showing you is me playing through Dark Souls 3 with cheats. I have online shut off and I can go through the game however I want to, killing everything and having no challenge. This is what an easy mode would near enough be like in Dark Souls. Only enemies' attacks would do less damage. You probably would suffer little to no stamina decreases and get more souls along with more items. Easy mode, in all honesty, would probably kill Dark Souls and its unique mystique, because this right here is, well, boring. There is no challenge to overcome, there's nothing to keep me progressing. Unlike God of War Ragnarok, there is no main character, side characters, or theme to push you consistently towards the end of the game. There's no cutscene break every half hour with spoken dialogue explaining an ever-evolving plot or characters' feelings. Now, I'm not saying there is no story mode in Dark Souls, of course it has one. There is a story in Elden Ring also, but they're all happening in the background or just help towards the world building. They leave little breadcrumbs for you to discover on your own, like Rodney Smith and board game solo modes. I believe Sekiro has the most in-front storytelling in the series, and when that comes down in price to under 20 quid, I will buy it and play through it with cheats to enjoy it. But a regular Dark Souls core experience don't give me the satisfaction I crave from games. I'm someone who enjoys front-loaded storytelling because I'm a bloke that has always been interested in the arts, books, theatre, opera, movies. I enjoy great storytelling. I enjoy great characters going through a hero's journey. What I'm not a fan of is choose your own adventure type tales or games. Dark Souls sets you up in a very interesting dark fantasy world at the end of its life cycle. You are not a god capable of destroying everything. There is no power fantasy to be had here. You are a random peon. You know how to use a sword, but you're not a super proficient knight of the realm. It's your quest or journey to overcome all the odds, constantly failing time and time again to reach the end of your own personal quest and complete the game. The story here is mostly one you craft and create on your own, remembering the bosses or enemies you overcame more than the random NPCs who populate the land and tell tales or give you quests, joining you on your adventure. NPCs do have tales going on during yours, but during my playthroughs, I will be honest, I kind of ignored them or didn't see their conclusions outside of YouTube videos where I have learned most of the lore. It just doesn't work for myself, but fans of this series absolutely love it, and an inbuilt easy mode where you can curb stomp everything will dilute that experience, I feel. Especially as this is the vision its creator wants. I've heard he is a fan of broken narratives as it lets the viewer fill in their own gaps, along with him being a super fan of the best manga to ever exist, Berserk, which has many themes and concepts about overcoming evil and challenges on an epic, unrelenting journey. These games I've found are challenging, but not necessarily hard. They're like a dance. It's all about timing and learning the rhythm of the combat. I have done both games as the knight, and I only did them once. I've heard magic is a bit broken here as you get distance from your enemies, along with spells being very powerful anyway. The game also lets you summon friends to help you take on bosses, and if you're genuinely struggling, there's no reason why you shouldn't receive that help. No one is watching over your shoulder telling you that you're playing the game wrong. If I remember rightly, I did tons of grinding and watching YouTube videos to find gear upgrades to basically help push me through the games whenever I got stuck. The 2 bell gargoyles, the Capra demon, Artorias, Bed of Chaos, that annoying thing, Calamite, the Dancer of Boreal Valley, Ornstein and Smo, and my hardest challenge was Pontiff Sullivan. Those last 3 took me many goes to get through. I was often bashing my head against a brick wall, wondering if I should just give up and play something else, but there's plenty people out there who will help you. The Dark Souls community gets too much of a bad rap, I feel. Yes, there's people out there who will meme a lot and shout, just get good, but the vast majority of the time they will help you find the solution you're looking for, so long as you're not a twat about it. And then if you find you just can't get through it even after persistence, cheat. Turn off the online, download a trainer, there's loads of them, so I should say a load of people sodding use them, and help yourself that way. No one has to know unless you're a saff sod streaming yourself, playing and recording a Let's Play or doing it on YouTube. The vast majority of us play in our spare time and no one's looking, so use it once to get you through an annoying part, turn it off and then carry on regardless, or keep it on, no one cares, just doga bragging about it online, come back to it later when you're more determined. That's my thoughts on the situation anyway. There is no need for an easy mode that you can select as a menu option. If you're willing to look, easy options already exist, and if you find like me you just don't enjoy these games that much, play something else. There's plenty out there, and we play games to have fun. That's all that really matters in the end. There are games out there with front-loaded storytelling that have taken combat inspiration from Dark Souls that even have easy modes. God of War 2018 and Ragnarok, Ghosts of Tsushima, Dragon's Dogma, even Star Wars Fallen Order. Those are all games I've found easier to play and have better front-loaded storytelling for me, along with them just being more fun. So seek out other things. That's what I'll say, and leave this sodding debate alone.